Shabbat Shalom, Yasharallah. Welcome to week 33 of our line by line Torah portion readings. We will be in the book of Numbers, chapter 1, our very first week in the book of Numbers, all the way through chapter 5, verse 31. Before we begin, let's pray. Heavenly Abba, high in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day your Shabbat, this day of rest, Heavenly Abba, that we may lean on your word and not on our own understanding. That you give us divine counsel through the Ruach Kodesh, that we may have profound wisdom to do what is good in your sight. Please forgive us and renew us on this day and have mercy upon us all. Barak your name, give us understanding for this reading that we have today. In Yahshua's name we pray, Amen and Amen. All right, the image we have is the formation of the Israelites turns into this tav type shape of a cross, and we will be reading that this week. All right, so we will be covering Book of Numbers, but before we get into the actual reading, let's get into the actual name of this book. Even though in English we call it Numbers, the Hebrew word for this book is Bamidbar, which actually means in the wilderness. The idea of the name of Numbers is just because of the chapter 1 of Numbers, is that it talks about numbering the Israelites. But the book is actually called In the Wilderness. And that's just FYI. The more you know. All right. That being said, Bamidbar, end of the book of the wilderness, stories of the wilderness of the Israelites. Let's begin.
Numbers 1. On the first day of the second month of the second year after the Israelites had come out of the land of Egypt, the Lord spoke to Moses in the tent of meeting in the wilderness of Sinai. He said, "Take a census of the whole congregation of Israel by their clans and families, listing every man by name, one by one. You and Aaron are to number those who are 20 years of age or older by their divisions, everyone who can serve in Israel's army. And one man from each tribe, the head of each family, must be there with you."
All right, so we have Israel's first, as they call it, census, which is just simply a numbering of the Israelites. And specifically, we have the numbering of those that are 20 years of age and older. And we'll also see that these are males. So males 20 years of age and older was the standard to be in Israel's army. Very clear, right? Let's go to some scripture here. Exodus 30, 12 through 15. When thou taketh the sum of the children of Yasharallah after their number, then shall they give every man a ransom for his soul unto the Most High. When thou numbereth them, that there be no plague among them, when thou numbereth them, this they shall give. Every one that passes among them that are numbered, half a shekel after the shekel of the sanctuary. A shekel is 20 gerahs, and half a shekel shall be the offering to the Most High. Everyone that passes among them that are numbered from 20 years old and above shall give an offering unto the Most High. The rich shall not give more, and the poor shall not give less than half a shekel, when they give an offering unto the Most High to make an atonement for their souls. All right, so this is just referencing in Exodus. First time it mentioned about the numbering, And also, I'm not going to bring it up again, but in Exodus, we brought up the story of King David and his sin because he did not do it according to the law and these instructions as well. And continuing, we're going to the book of Jasher, chapter 83, verse 17 and 19, which is just recapping where we're at in the story right now. So, chapter 83, verse 17 through 19 reads in the book of Jasher, and in the second month, on the first day thereof, the Adon spoke unto Moses, saying, Number the heads of all the males of the children of Yasharallah from 20 years old and upwards. As we see here, Jasher actually specifies males, but the canon does as well later. Thou and thy brother Aaron and the 12 princes of Yasharallah. And Moses did so. And Aaron came with the 12 princes of Israel, and they numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. And with that being said, the numbering of the Israelites, and we see here that take the census of the whole current. Right here, verse 3. You and Aaron are to number those who are 20 years of age or older by their divisions, everyone who can serve in Israel's army. This is foreshadowing the numbering of the Israelites. When's the next time that the Israelites are numbered? And it says not the next time, but when is the last time the Israelites are numbered in Scripture? We all know it, the 144,000. And what are they numbered for? War. Ain't that something? All of this is about, the entire book is just, there's nothing new under the sun, foreshadowing what was will be again. So we see the first numbering of the Israelites for war. And in the book of Revelation, we have the 144,000, 12,000 from each tribe, numbered for war in the great return of our Mashiach, right? So that being said, let's look at some end times prophetic messages about those that are numbered. Actually going to be going into Apocrypha. I got them screenshotted here. So we're going to read Second Ezra or Fourth Ezra, chapter 4, 33 through 37. Then I answered and said, How long and when will these things be? Why are our years few and evil? He answered me and said, You do not hasten faster than the Most High, for your haste is for yourself, but the highest hastens on behalf of many. Did not the souls of the righteous in their chambers ask about these matters, saying, How long are we to remain here? And when will come the harvest of our reward? And Jeremiah, the archangel, answered them and said, When the number of those like yourselves is completed, for he has weighed the age in the balance and measured the times by measure, and numbered the times by number, and he will not move or arouse them until that measure is fulfilled. So the Most High conducts his own census, right? He has his numbered for a certain time. Second Baruch 23, 3 through 7. For as you have not forgotten the people who now are and those who have passed away, so I remember those who are appointed to come. Because when Adam sinned and death was decreed against those who should be born, then the multitude of those who should be born was numbered. For that number, a place was prepared where the living might dwell and the dead might be guarded. Before, therefore, the number aforesaid is fulfilled, the creature will not live again, for my spirit is the creator of life, and Sheol will receive the dead. And again, it is given to you to hear what things are to come after these times. For truly my redemption has drawn nigh and is not far distant as foretime. And so, like I said, all of these things just foreshadowing of the great final numbering of his saints upon his second coming. All right. Verse 5. Now we're going to just get a lot of verbiage, names of the structure and the counts of the census.
These are the names of the men who are to assist you. From the tribe of Reuben, Elizur, son of Shedeur. From Simeon, Shelumiel, son of Surishadai. From Judah, Nahshon, son of Amminadab. From Issachar, Nethanel, son of Zuar. From Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. From the sons of Joseph, from Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud. And from Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. From Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideoni. From Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. From Asher, Pagiel, son of Ochran. From Gad, Eliasaph, son of Duel. And from Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan. These men were appointed from the congregation. They were the leaders of the tribes of their fathers, the heads of the clans of Israel.
And verse 16 brought me back to this verse in Exodus 18 when Jethro, or Uriel, he has multiple names, but the father-in-law to Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. So we see that this advice from the father-in-law was ordained by the Most High, because the Most High is using that structure to divide and counsel his people. Continuing, verse 17. Now here are the numbers of the breakdown from each tribe.
So Moses and Aaron took these men who had been designated by name, and on the first day of the second month they assembled the whole congregation and recorded their ancestry by clans and families, counting one by one the names of those 20 years of age or older, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. So Moses numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. From the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, according to the records of their clans and families, counting one by one the names of every male, 20 years of age or older, who could serve in the army. Those registered to the tribe of Reuben numbered 46,500. From the sons of Simeon, according to the records of their clans and families, counting one by one the names of every male 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army. Those registered to the tribe of Simeon numbered 59,300. From the sons of Gad, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Gad numbered 45,650. From the sons of Judah, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Judah numbered 74,600. From the sons of Issachar, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Issachar numbered 54,400. From the sons of Zebulun, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Zebulun numbered 57,400. From the sons of Joseph, from the sons of Ephraim, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Ephraim numbered 40,500. And from the sons of Manasseh, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Manasseh numbered 32,200. From the sons of Benjamin, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Benjamin numbered 35,400. From the sons of Dan, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Dan numbered 62,700. From the sons of Asher, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Asher numbered 41,500. From the sons of Naphtali, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Naphtali numbered 53,400. These were the men numbered by Moses and Aaron, with the assistance of the 12 leaders of Israel, each one representing his family. So all the Israelites 20 years of age or older who could serve in Israel's army were counted according to their families. And all those counted totaled 603,550.
All right, to mention this at the very beginning about the formation, this is an idea of what it could have looked like. The formation in the shape of what many could call a cross, but I like to call the ancient word given is tav or tal, which I believe is the sign given. This literally means sign, that he shall mark his people and they shall be a sign that we are his people, right? And the formation resembles exactly that, as we see down here. There's a mark or sign. And I mean, man, pick a chapter, pick a book. All throughout the books, it's about marking his people and showing signs, his people showing signs specifically as well that you are obedient to his commandments, and as a Sabbath is assigned. I mean, there's so many signs of his people being his people. And specifically, I think I want to say uh the book of Zechariah, the book of Ezekiel, specifically off the top of my head, obviously the book of Revelation, all about sign, put a mark on their people and let them be for a sign that they are his. Verse 47.
The Levites, however, were not numbered along with them by the tribe of their fathers. For the Lord had said to Moses, "Do not number the tribe of Levi in the census with the other Israelites. Instead, you are to appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of the testimony, all its furnishings, and everything in it. They shall carry the tabernacle and all its articles, care for it, and camp around it. Whenever the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down, and whenever it is to be pitched, the Levites are to set it up. Any outsider who goes near it must be put to death. The Israelites are to camp by their divisions, each man in his own camp and under his own standard."
All right, let's remember that thought. Just last week we read a story about this this young man that was the son of a Danite woman, but his father was an Egyptian. Let's recap that real quick. And this is why, because of the eat that man should go into the camp of based on these divisions, which is off of your father's name, right? So just connecting the full understanding here with now we're in Numbers. So Leviticus 24:10, reading in the Targums. Let's see here. While the Israelites were dwelling in the wilderness, he has sought to spread his tent in the midst of the tribe of the children of Dan. but they would not permit him, because in the arrangements of Israel, every man dwelt with his family by the ensigns of the house of their fathers. And they contended together in the camp, and the sons of Israelites, with the man of Israel who was of the tribe of Dan, who went to the house of judgment. So that was where that story was based on, is the connection of the division based on their fathers. And it obviously never specified where and what was the choice, the judgment on where this individual went. But he was so wicked, he ended up being stoned and put away with very soon anyway. So it wasn't even a matter that needed to continue, at least with this individual. But we will read later in the Torah about how, for women, how that can work out as we gather more understanding on that topic. All right. Let's finish chapter 1.
But the Levites are to camp around the tabernacle of the testimony and watch over it, so that no wrath will fall on the congregation of Israel. So the Levites are responsible for the tabernacle of the testimony. Thus the Israelites did everything just as the Lord had commanded Moses.
And that is chapter 1. All right, as we get into this next chapter, is just going to be a lot of recapping chapter 1. And so instead of being on the page, we're going to be reading it and looking at this visual, because it's going to be recapping all these numbers, the total numbers, the everything in this picture. We're going to get information in this chapter on. So let us read chapter 2.
Numbers 2. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, the Israelites are to camp around the tent of meeting at a distance from it, each man under his standard with the banners of his family. On the east side toward the sunrise, the divisions of Judah are to camp under their standard. The leader of the descendants of Judah is Nahshon, son of Amminadab, and his division numbers 74,600. The tribe of Issachar will camp next to it. The leader of the Issacharites is Nethanel, son of Zuar, and his division numbers 54,400. Next will be the tribe of Zebulun. The leader of the Zebulunites is Eliab, son of Helon, and his division numbers 57,400. The total number of men in the divisions of the camp of Judah is 186,400. They shall set out first. On the south side, the divisions of Reuben are to camp under their standard. The leader of the Reubenites is Elizur, son of Shedeur, and his division numbers 46,500. The tribe of Simeon will camp next to it. The leader of the Simeonites is Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai, and his division numbers 59,300. Next will be the tribe of Gad. The leader of the Gadites is Eliasaph, son of Dual, and his division numbers 45,650. The total number of men in the divisions of the camp of Reuben is 151,450. They shall set out second. In the middle of the camps, the tent of meeting is to travel with the camp of the Levites. They are to set out in the order they encamped, each in his own place under his standard. On the west side, the divisions of Ephraim are to camp under their standard. The leader of the Ephraimites is Elishama, son of Ammihud, and his division numbers 40,500. The tribe of Manasseh will be next to it. The leader of the Manassites is Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, and his division numbers 32,200. Next will be the tribe of Benjamin. The leader of the Benjamites is Abidan, son of Gideoni, and his division numbers 35,400. The total number of men in the divisions of the camp of Ephraim is 108,100. They shall set out third. On the north side, the divisions of Dan are to camp under their standard. The leader of the Danites is Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai, and his division numbers 62,700. The tribe of Asher will camp next to it. The leader of the Asherites is Pagiel, son of Akran, and his division numbers 41,500. Next will be the tribe of Naphtali. The leader of the Naphtalites is Ahira, son of Enan, and his division numbers 53,400. The total number of men in the camp of Dan is 157,600. They shall set out last under their standards. These are the Israelites numbered according to their families. The total of those counted in the camps by their divisions was 603,550. But the Levites were not counted among the other Israelites, as the Lord had commanded Moses. So the Israelites did everything the Lord commanded Moses. They camped under their standards in this way, and set out in the same way, each man with his clan and his family.
All right. Just touching on some of this. I have a couple studies on the Maseroths on my YouTube, but the formation gives us this connection. Just going to touch on it. In Revelation 4, there's multiple connections that we're reading from Revelation 4 with the tribes being assigned in connection with the heavens, the signs in the heavens, every on earth as it is in heaven, right? Revelation 4, 6, 7. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal. I believe that is the firmament. And in the midst of the throne, round about the throne, were four beasts full of eyes before and behind. Excuse me. And the first beast was like a lion. Stop. Like a lion. All right. So Judah, right? In the east. Lion. The second beast was like a calf or ox, as we see here. Ephraim. Which obviously this is in line with the Maseroths. If you the four beasts are the Maseroth, if you not didn't notice, this is a constellation wheel. Enoch constellation wheel here. Continuing, the third beast is the face of a man. We see here constellation of the man with the picture they call Aquarius, which would be Reuben in the south. And lastly, the fourth beast was like a flying eagle, which is we see the constellation Scorpio, but in ancient times, this constellation clearly is being perceived in the Bible. And then even when you look it up, we see that Scorpio can be a scorpion, an eagle, or a phoenix. And the Bible clearly says it's an eagle here. Everything else matches up clearly. And then we see here the tabernacle is in the mist, which is what we're reading right here, Revelation 4. The four beasts is the constellations that go around the throne every single day. Everything is a circuit, the sun, the moon, the stars. And this is the description that's being made, which is a representation of the tribes and everything where the visual we're getting in this portion. All right, so now going to the book of Jasher, chapter 56. So let's go back. Joseph has a prophetic message with this formation of the Israelites. In Jasher 56, verse 10 through 14. And Jacob again commanded his sons on that day, saying, Behold, I shall be this day gathered unto my people, Carry me up from Egypt and bury me in the cave of Machpelah, as I have commanded you. Howbeit, take heed, I pray you, that none of your sons carry me, only yourselves, and this is the manner you shall do unto me. When you carry my body to go with it to the land of Canaan to bury me, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun shall carry my bier at the eastern side. Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, east. Let me go to the other one. Here we go. East, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun. Reuben, Simeon, Gad at the south. South. Reuben, Simeon, Gad. Ephraim, Manasseh, Benjamin at the west. West, Ephraim, Manasseh, Benjamin. And Dan, Asher, Naphtali at the north. Let not Levite carry with you, for he and his sons will carry the ark of the covenant of the Adon with the Israelites in the camp. Neither let Joseph, my son, carry, for as a king, so let his glory be. Howbeit, Ephraim and Manasseh shall be in their stead. Thus shall you do unto me when you carry me away. Do not neglect anything that I have commanded you. It shall come to pass when you do this unto me, that the Adon will remember you favorably and your children after you forever. All right. Prophetic message from, I think I said Joseph. I meant Jacob. And that is Numbers chapter 2. All right, now we're getting into the Levites and their roles and their counts.
Numbers 3. This is the account of Aaron and Moses at the time the Lord spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. These are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab, the firstborn, then Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These were Aaron's sons, the anointed priests, who were ordained to serve as priests. Nadab and Abihu, however, died in the presence of the Lord, when they offered unauthorized fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai. And since they had no sons, only Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests during the lifetime of their father Aaron.
All right, just very quick recap there. We'll find that story, Leviticus chapter 10, 1 through 2. Offer strange fire. He commanded them not, and there went out fire before the Most High, devoured them. Just a verse connection to that story, Leviticus 10, 1 and 2. Verse 5.
Then the Lord said to Moses, "Bring the tribe of Levi and present them to Aaron the priest to assist him. They are to perform duties for him and for the whole congregation before the tent of meeting, attending to the service of the tabernacle. They shall take care of all the furnishings of the tent of meeting and fulfill obligations for the Israelites by attending to the service of the tabernacle."
All right, so verse 7 here, we're going to read in the Targums. Chapter 3, verse 7. So remember, this is about the tribe of Levi, right? Appoint them before Aaron the priest to minister with them, and let them be divided into 24 parties, and they shall keep his charge in the charge of all the congregation before the tabernacle of ordinances to perform the work of the tabernacle. All right, so 24 parties. It doesn't really give the structure of how and the timing of how often these positions that are divided into 24 change. But they're divided into 24 in the Targums. And when we look, we see that this in fact can be confirmed in the canon. So let's go to a couple of scriptures. Let's go to First Chronicles 24, 1 through 5. Now, these are the divisions of the sons of Aaron. So it gives us sons of Aaron's, Abihu died, recapping everything we just read. And then this is in David's time, right? And so David distributed them. And okay, yeah, let's just read 4 on. And there were more chief men found of the sons of Eleazar than the sons of Isamar, and thus were they divided. Among the sons of Eleazar were 16 chief men of the house of their fathers, and 8 among the sons of Ithamar, according to the house of their fathers. Thus were they divided by lot, one sort with another, for the governors of the sanctuary, the governors of the house of the Most High, where the sons of Eleazar and the sons of Ithamar were divided. So we see, do a little math here, 16 plus 8 is 24, right? These are the divisions. It just said it in a different way, but that they are divided into 16 that excuse me, 16 plus 8, 24, as we saw here in the Targums, Numbers 3, verse 7. And then continuing with this understanding, we mentioned the Revelation 4. I was saying this formation is prophetically signed in the heavens. We already went over the idea of the constellations representing the tribes, and now we're in the camp of the Levites. And we see there is 24 divisions of the priests at the camp, which brings us back to Revelation 4. So we read Revelation 4, 6, and 7, but Revelation 4, 4 reads, and around about the throne, the camp, were 24 seats. And upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold. This is the priest. This is the priesthood. It's a representation of it. The 24 priests, we just counted, 8 plus 16 divisions of priests, 24 priests around about the throne. Crazy, right? 24 priests around about the throne, and then the head of each direction, represented by the constellations. Beautiful. On earth as it is in heaven. Right? The east side, the tabernacle, 24 star elders around the throne. All right, let's continue.
Assign the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They have been given exclusively to him from among the Israelites. So you shall appoint Aaron and his sons to carry out the duties of the priesthood. But any outsider who approaches the tabernacle must be put to death. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, in place of every firstborn Israelite from the womb. The Levites belong to me, for all the firstborn are mine. On the day I struck down every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I consecrated to myself all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. They are mine. I am the Lord. Then the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the Levites by their families and clans. You are to count every male a month old or more. So Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, as he had been commanded. These were the sons of Levi by name: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These were the names of the sons of Gershon by their clans: Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath by their clans were Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. And the sons of Merari by their clans were Malai and Mushi. These were the clans of the Levites according to their families. From Gershon came the Libnite clan and the Shimeite clan. These were the Gershonite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more was 7,500. The Gershonite clans were to camp on the west, behind the tabernacle. And the leader of the families of the Gershonites was Eliasaph, son of Lael. The duties of the Gershonites at the tent of meeting were the tabernacle and tent, its covering, the curtain for the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, the curtain for the entrance to the courtyard that surrounds the tabernacle and altar, and the cords, all the service for these items. From Kohath came the clans of the Amramites, the Izharites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites. These were the clans of the Kohathites. The number of all the males a month old or more was 8,600. They were responsible for the duties of the sanctuary. The clans of the Kohathites were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle, and the leader of the families of the Kohathites was Elizaphan, son of Uzziel. Their duties were the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the articles of the sanctuary used with them, and the curtain, all the service for these items. The chief of the leaders of the Levites was Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest. He oversaw those responsible for the duties of the sanctuary. From Merari came the clans of the Malites and the Mushites. These were the Merarite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more was 6,200. The leader of the families of the Merarites was Zuriel, son of Abihail. They were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle. The duties assigned to the sons of Merari were the tabernacle's frames, crossbars, posts, bases, and all its equipment, all the service for these items, as well as the posts of the surrounding courtyard, with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes. Moses, Aaron, and Aaron's sons were to camp to the east of the tabernacle toward the sunrise, before the tent of meeting. They were to perform the duties of the sanctuary as a service on behalf of the Israelites. But any outsider who approached the sanctuary was to be put to death. The total number of Levites that Moses and Aaron counted by their clans at the Lord's command, including all the males a month old or more, was 22,000. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Number every firstborn male of the Israelites a month old or more, and list their names. You are to take the Levites for me. I am the Lord, in place of all the firstborn of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of all the firstborn of the livestock of the Israelites." So Moses numbered all the firstborn of the Israelites as the Lord had commanded him. The total number of the firstborn males a month old or more, listed by name, was 22,273. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Take the Levites in place of all the firstborn of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of their livestock. The Levites belong to me. I am the Lord. To redeem the 273 firstborn Israelites who outnumber the Levites, you are to collect 5 shekels for each one, according to the sanctuary shekel of 20 gerahs. Give the money to Aaron and his sons as the redemption price for the excess among the Israelites."
So here we go, basic math. So the all the firstborn belong to the Most High, right? We should be tracking that at this point in these Torah readings. But let's recap here. Numbers 18, 15, 16. Everything that opens the matrix, the womb, in all flesh, which they bring unto me, the Most High, whether it be of men or beasts, shall be thine. Nevertheless, the firstborn of man shall thou surely redeem. and the firstlings of unclean beasts shalt thou redeem, and those that are to be redeemed from a month old shalt thou redeem according to thy estimation, for the money of 5 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, which is 20 gerahs. Um, so that being said, this is just basic math that's happening. We see that everything that opens the matrix, and as it says over here, that's a month old, etc., etc., the firstborn that's a month old shall be redeemed. So we see that they are being redeemed through the priest. So he's saying it's just a clear swap. We can redeem all these people by every priest that is mine. And so we got the basic math here. So the total of the Israel of it, the Levite priest were 22,000. And then everyone else, the firstborn males of the Israelites was 2,073. So 22,000 subtracted by this, they are to redeem 273. And since there is no more of a fair swap of a priest firstborn for the firstborn of another Israelite male that's not a priest, leaves 273, which will have to be paid in the currency of shekels. All right, get it, got it, good. Let's finish chapter 3.
So Moses collected the redemption money from those in excess of the number redeemed by the Levites. He collected the money from the firstborn of the Israelites, 1,365 shekels, according to the sanctuary shekel. And Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons, in obedience to the word of the Lord, just as the Lord had commanded him.
And that is chapter 3. So we fully have completed this image now. And that it could have looked something like this from above. All right, now we're getting on the duties, more detailed duties of the priesthood.
Numbers 4. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Take a census of the Kohathites among the Levites by their clans and families, men from 30 to 50 years old, everyone who is qualified to serve in the work at the tent of meeting." This service of the Kohathites at the tent of meeting regards the most holy things.
All right, so we see that the original standard for the priest that deals with holy things is 30 to 50. We're going to let's look into Luke here, chapter 3:23, and Yasha himself began to be about 30 years of age when he started his ministry, when he showed up on the scene ready to be seen, was 30 years of age. And that brings me to the order of Melchizedek. He is the priest after the order of Melchizedek, Hebrews chapter 7, 1 and 2. King of Salem. For this is Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a tenth part of all, first being by interpretation king of righteousness, and after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace. And obviously, this is all foreshadowing. It's a whole nother study. I have a whole study on the Melchizedek order on my YouTube, but foreshadowing of the Melchizedek priest for eternity, which is our Mashiach. And by no coincidence, we see a connection that the standard age of a priest being 30 to 50 is when Mashiach started his ministry. And at some point in this age range, he was made priest in the order of Melchizedek. And did want to mention, though, Later on, the age is brought down by King David to age 20. First Chronicles 23:24. These were the sons of Levi after the house of their fathers, even the chief of the fathers, as they were counted by number of names by their polls, that did the work for the service of the house of the Most High from the age of 20 years and upward. For David said, the Most High of Israel has given rest unto his people, that they may dwell in Jerusalem forever. Also the Levites, unto the Levites, they shall no more carry the tabernacle, nor any other vessel of it for the service thereof. For by the last words of David, the Levites were numbered from 20 years old and above. And just confirming that was a change that happened at this time. We see later on in the book of Ezra, chapter 3:8. Just cutting to the point here. All they that were come up out of the captivity unto Jerusalem appointed the Levites from 20 years old and upward. So the standard was 30 to 50, but it was, just for the record, lowered to 20. All right, let's continue. Verse 5.
Whenever the camp sets out, Aaron and his sons are to go in, take down the veil of the curtain, and cover the ark of the testimony with it. They are to place over this a covering of fine leather, spread a solid blue cloth over it, and insert its poles. Over the table of the presence, they are to spread a blue cloth and place the plates and cups on it, along with the bowls and pitchers for the drink offering. The regular bread offering is to remain on it, and they shall spread a scarlet cloth over them, cover them with fine leather, and insert the poles.
So we're seeing this is just super details that I don't have images for. So we're just going to read it. That has all these details of how they to prep the tabernacle and the holy items in it, right? Let's continue.
They are to take a blue cloth and cover the lampstand used for light, together with its lamps, wick trimmers, and trays, as well as the jars of oil with which to supply it. Then they shall wrap it and all its utensils inside a covering of fine leather, and put it on the carrying frame. Over the gold altar they are to spread a blue cloth, cover it with fine leather, and insert the poles. They are to take all the utensils for serving in the sanctuary, place them in a blue cloth, cover them with fine leather, and put them on the carrying frame. Then they shall remove the ashes from the bronze altar, spread a purple cloth over it, and place on it all the vessels used to serve there: the fire pans, meat forks, shovels, and sprinkling bowls, all the equipment of the altar. They are to spread over it a covering of fine leather and insert the poles. When Aaron and his sons have finished covering the holy objects and all their equipment, as soon as the camp is ready to move, the Kohathites shall come and do the carrying, but they must not touch the holy objects, or they will die. These are the transportation duties of the Kohathites regarding the tent of meeting.
And we hear of a story in 2 Samuel in the times of David when they were trying to transport these holy items and the ark, to bring the ark up, right? Ark of Elohim. And they set the ark of Elohim upon a new cart, and they were moving it differently too. If we go back and we look, let me see, on how they were designed to be moved. Should have got this picture. Here we go. We see everything has these poles, right? So you don't have to touch the actual object. You're just supposed to grab the poles, right? All of these things are like majority of all of them, except what? Just a couple items doesn't have poles to be moved. And so say all of that because we keep reading. They put upon a new cart instead of being moved like the standard, they were moving it differently. And it brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah and Uzzah and Ahio. The sons of Abinadab drove the new cart, and they brought it out of the house of Abinadab. And let's get to the little point here. So playing, dancing, rejoicing. Here we go. Verse 6. And when they came to Nacon's threshing floor, Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark of Elohim and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. And that's the thing, the oxen shook it. Why is he even being pulled by oxen in a new cart? This is what happens when you do it your own way. It was going to fall over, so it was because it was being pulled and carried wrong, falsely. And the anger of the Most High was kindled against Uzzah, and the Most High smote him there for his error, and there he died by the ark. And I'll just stop there. That's the point that we're being made here, is that all these instructions, I mean, how many more times do we have to make this point that the Most High has given us these instructions for a purpose, for a reason? And how many stories from the strange smoke of the sons of Aaron to moving the cart and touching the holy things? How many stories do we need to clarify that we need to do it the way the Most High told us to, right? Very clear. Do it the way the Most High told you to, and you won't have any issues. Stop trying to be fancy. Stop trying to do stuff your own way. Do it the way it's written, period. Keep it simple. A lot of times, just folks just doing too much. All right. Let me see here. All right, verse 16.
Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, shall oversee the oil for the light, the fragrant incense, the daily grain offering, and the anointing oil. He has oversight of the entire tabernacle and everything in it, including the holy objects and their utensils. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Do not allow the Kohathite tribal clans to be cut off from among the Levites. In order that they may live and not die when they come near the most holy things, do this for them. Aaron and his sons are to go in and assign each man his task and what he is to carry. But the Kohathites are not to go in and look at the holy objects even for a moment, or they will die."
We see this? Don't touch, and they're not even supposed to look at it. Like, this is that serious. Don't let's like Akho Tara said, we gotta tremble at every word, not just pick and choose. Oh well, he's not that serious on this one. Well, let's not tempt the Most High. More duties.
And the Lord said to Moses, "Take a census of the Gershonites as well, by their families and clans, from 30 to 50 years old, counting everyone who comes to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. This is the service of the Gershonite clans regarding work and transport. They are to carry the curtains of the tabernacle, the tent of meeting with the covering of fine leather over it, the curtains for the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, and the curtains for the entrance at the gate of the courtyard that surrounds the tabernacle and altar, along with their ropes and all the equipment for their service. The Gershonites will do all that needs to be done with these items. All the service of the Gershonites, all their transport duties and other work, is to be done at the direction of Aaron and his sons. You are to assign to them all that they are responsible to carry. This is the service of the Gershonite clans at the tent of meeting, and their duties shall be under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. As for the sons of Merari, you are to number them by their clans and families, from 30 to 50 years old, counting everyone who comes to serve in the work of the tent of meeting. This is the duty for all their service at the tent of meeting: to carry the frames of the tabernacle with its crossbars, posts, and bases, and the posts of the surrounding courtyard with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes, including all their equipment and everything related to their use. You shall assign by name the items that they are responsible to carry. This is the service of the Merarite clans according to all their work at the tent of meeting, under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. So Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of the congregation numbered the Kohathites by their clans and families, everyone from 30 to 50 years old who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. And those numbered by their clans totaled 2,750. These were counted from the Kohathite clans, everyone who could serve at the tent of meeting. Moses and Aaron numbered them according to the command of the Lord through Moses. Then the Gershonites were numbered by their clans and families, everyone from 30 to 50 years old who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. And those numbered by their clans and families totaled 2,630. These were counted from the Gershonite clans who served at the tent of meeting, whom Moses and Aaron counted at the Lord's command. And the Merarites were numbered by their clans and families, everyone from 30 to 50 years old who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. The men registered by their clans numbered 3,200. These were counted from the Merarite clans, whom Moses and Aaron numbered at the Lord's command through Moses. So Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of Israel numbered by their clans and families all the Levites from 30 to 50 years old, who came to do the work of serving and carrying the tent of meeting. And the number of men was 8,580. At the Lord's command, they were numbered through Moses, and each one was assigned his work and burden, as the Lord had commanded Moses.
And very straightforward chapter there. That's all I have. Completion of chapter 4. All right, chapter 5 is our last chapter for this portion. More instructions for how the camp is to be organized and ran throughout their time in the wilderness is the introduction of this book happening for this week right here. Let's read.
Numbers 5. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Command the Israelites to send away from the camp anyone with a skin disease, anyone who has a bodily discharge, and anyone who is defiled by a dead body. You must send away male and female alike. Send them outside the camp, so they will not defile their camp, where I dwell among them." So the Israelites did this, sending such people outside the camp. They did it just as the Lord had instructed Moses.
And we had a good amount of information about all of these conditions in the book of Leviticus. We're going to read Leviticus 13:46. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean. He shall dwell alone without the camp, shall be his habitation. And not just chapter 13, but chapter 13 has a lot on it. But you should know if you've been reading these line by lines and have your notes, right? That's how we keep the camp clean. Verse 5.
And the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites that when a man or woman acts unfaithfully against the Lord, by committing any sin against another, that person is guilty and must confess the sin he has committed. He must make full restitution, add a fifth to its value, and give all this to the one he has wronged."
And so trespassing has a offering plus a fifth, or a redeeming plus a fifth. If you need to redeem an animal, you're supposed to redeem plus a fifth of that value. And we see this all through. That's the connection with trespass, as it says here, to make restitution for trespassing an individual or the Most High. Leviticus 6:5, or all that about which he has sworn falsely, he shall even restore it in the principal, and shall add the fifth part more thereto. and give it unto him to whom it pertaineth in the day of his trespass offering. And so, use this how you will in how you do things in this life. If you have done somebody wrong, if you are in the wrong for whatever reason, you trespass on someone, you have taken something from someone, the Most High says giving it back isn't enough. You give it back, you restore it, plus a fifth of its value. That's the Most High's law on how we make things right if we trespass against someone. And also Leviticus 27:13. But if he will at all redeem it, then he shall add a fifth part thereof unto thy estimation. So that's talking about sacrifices to the Most High, but that's the thing, is consistent. A redemption, uh, a restoring, that plus a fifth on trespass offerings, or just trespass paying, repaying a debt. Continuing with more instructions on that, verse 8.
But if the man has no relative to whom restitution can be made for the wrong, the restitution belongs to the Lord, and must be given to the priest, along with the ram of atonement, by which the atonement is made for him. Every sacred contribution the Israelites bring to the priest shall belong to him. Each man's sacred gifts are his own, but whatever he gives to the priest will belong to the priest. Then the Lord said to Moses, Speak to the Israelites and tell them that if any man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to him by sleeping with another man, and it is concealed from her husband, and her impurity is undetected, since there is no witness against her, and she was not caught in the act, and if a feeling of jealousy comes over her husband, and he suspects his wife who has defiled herself, or if a feeling of jealousy comes over him, and he suspects her, even though she has not defiled herself, then he is to bring his wife to the priest. He must also bring for her an offering of a tenth of an ephah of barley flour. He is not to pour oil over it or put frankincense on it, because it is a grain offering for jealousy, an offering of memorial as a reminder of iniquity. The priest is to bring the wife forward and have her stand before the Lord. Then he is to take some holy water in a clay jar and put some of the dust from the tabernacle floor into the water. After the priest has the woman stand before the Lord, he is to let down her hair and place in her hands the grain offering of memorial, which is the grain offering for jealousy. The priest is to hold the bitter water that brings a curse, and he is to put the woman under oath and say to her, If no other man has slept with you, and you have not gone astray and become defiled while under your husband's authority, may you be immune to this bitter water that brings a curse. But if you have gone astray while under your husband's authority, and have defiled yourself and lain carnally with a man other than your husband, and the priest shall have the woman swear under the oath of the curse, then may the Lord make you an attested curse among your people, by making your thigh shrivel and your belly swell. May this water that brings a curse enter your stomach, and cause your belly to swell and your thigh to shrivel. Then the woman is to say, Amen, Amen.
All right, so we have to drink this water from the dust from the tabernacle floor. Very interesting. And if she drinks it, we have two effects. If she is guilty, the thigh will shrivel, which we see the connection with thigh being an oath that she like broke the covenant, as we of circumcision, the thigh being connected there. We see Genesis 24:2 and 9. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his household that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swear to him concerning that matter. So an oath, covenant, is the connection with the thigh. And obviously the belly represents the womb, the pregnancy, life for a woman, and that will be taken away from her, that she will not be able to bear the remainder of her days, and your belly will swell. And and shoot, let's just jump to it. The water off the floor, the bitter water, as we're gonna read and continue to read in 23-24, reminds me of Exodus 32:20 with the sin of the golden calf. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire and ground it to powder and strawed it upon the water and made the children of Israel drink of it. And those that were guilty, there was a sign upon their nostrils. So very, very interesting. Two stories about drinking powder, dust, put it in water, and that is how the Most High will expose those that need to be exposed. So that being said, let's continue reading about that, verse 23.
And the priest shall write these curses on a scroll, and wash them off into the bitter water. He is to have the woman drink the bitter water that brings a curse, and it will enter her and cause her bitter suffering. The priest shall take from her hand the grain offering for jealousy, wave it before the Lord, and bring it to the altar. Then the priest is to take a handful of the grain offering as a memorial portion, and burn it on the altar. After that, he is to have the woman drink the water. When he has made her drink the water, if she has defiled herself and been unfaithful to her husband, then the water that brings a curse will enter her and cause bitter suffering. Her belly will swell, her thigh will shrivel, and she will become accursed among her people. But if the woman has not defiled herself and is clean, she will be unaffected and able to conceive children. This is the law of jealousy, when a wife goes astray and defiles herself while under her husband's authority, or when a feeling of jealousy comes over a husband and he suspects his wife. He is to have the woman stand before the Lord, and the priest is to apply to her this entire law. The husband will be free from guilt, but the woman shall bear her iniquity.
And we still see that there is an offering that you have to be made for jealousy here, and there is levels to jealousy, right? Proverbs 6:34, for jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. So control yourself. Control yourself. That's not going to help your marriage, falsely accusing your wife, especially obviously if in these times you can go and do this and know for a fact. Our days are obviously different, but we pray for guidance and we try to marry someone that's equally yoked, so it minimizes our drama in our personal lives. But all praise to Abba for giving us this Shabbat to read his word. I pray this reading inclined your understanding to his Torah. Week 33, very first week of the book of Numbers. We'll continue this journey next week. Shabbat Shalom. And may Abba Barak everyone seeking his word.